absolutely honoured to have you here on air with me. I think this might be the first time we've ever done this.
Maybe, Sonia, maybe. But listen, I love that 1717.
I know, right?
Because it's almost one of those things that you remember.
Yeah.
1717. Guys, don't remember this moment, okay? In time. Well, I hope you don't.
Right, so first of all, congratulations, a massive congratulations, 35 years in broadcasting at Sunrise Radio.
Yep, it's 35th, we're in our 35th year. We're going to be 35 on the 5th of November later this year. Today we turned 8 nationally.
Nationally, yes.
We've been getting a few cheeky messages saying actually we're only 2 because obviously we launched it on a leap year. So it keeps us young.
Well,
but yeah. Somebody's trying to catch me out with some of those messages earlier today, and I thought, okay, have I got it wrong or have they got it wrong? But I got the cheekiness in their message.
Awesome stuff. Well, I mean, for myself, of course, I feel very, very grateful to be even a small part of this incredible journey.
You're more than a small part.
Thank you so much. I'm glad we caught that on air. That is something I will cherish as well.
Yeah.
But you know what? How does it actually feel for you? Like for me, like I said, I feel ever so proud. I feel really honoured to be a part of this legacy as it is. But how does it feel for you as the entrepreneur, the leader, the one actually leading the way?
I mean, sometimes, Sonia, they say it's tough at the top, and it sometimes does feel tough, sometimes does feel lonely. Yeah. But, yes, I'm the custodian today, and it's been the Litt family which has led the way and been the custodians of this great brand and institution, which is Sunrise Radio. Yeah. But, my father, as you know, he was the founder, and I will always try to enhance the legacy of Sunrise Radio, enhance his legacy, but I never forget it was his hard work and the people around him at that time which given us this opportunity to serve, and that's what we're doing. Yeah. We're serving. I always keep that at the back of my mind, and the burden is are you doing well enough? Are you doing right by the audience? Because when this service was launched back in 1989, and prior to that, when my father had Cena Radio as a pirate radio station, he had a vision. He didn't know where he was going to end up, but he had a vision, and that vision was to give ultimately a voice to the British Asian community, because he felt, as a person who came from the Indian subcontinent to this country, that he didn't have a voice. And how could he change that? And that was ultimately his driver. Fame, fortune, and everything else which people may think or aligns itself along your journey, depending how your journey goes, is by the wayside. But ultimately, it's all about giving that British Asian community a voice. And that voice is at multiple different levels. It's in terms of giving them entertainment, in the community, in a political landscape. So they're being heard. And so, it's so multi-layered.
And such an incredible way to do that as well. And it's true that I think it's our experiences that make us thrive that much more, really push us to actually complete our dreams. Otherwise, a vision without action is just a dream, isn't it, really?
Absolutely.
He really did something about it.
No, absolutely. And, and time's moved on. We're 35 years down the road, things have moved on, multimedia platforms and everything else. And I'm pleased to say, radio, not just us, but radio generally is thriving. And one of the most important things, and things that I really respect about our medium and our craft, Sonia, is it's the most, one of the most trusted mediums in the world. When people listen to their radio station of choice, they listen to them implicitly, think, and every single word which comes out of the presenter's mouth or they hear within our messages, they take on board with trust, and we have to embody
pressure on me.
we have to embody that trust. Because when do you ever hear somebody say, fake news on a radio station or anything else? So I feel really privileged and honoured that we work within a sector of the media landscape which is really trusted by communities, not just in the United Kingdom, but worldwide as a radio platform.
Absolutely. And I know we want to get to this whole, you have some surprises up your sleeve for us all. But can I just ask first, what would you say have been some of the biggest challenges that you might have faced, and of course along with your father, in reflecting on the past 35 years almost?
I think the challenges are what I said on the outset is for my dad. He was forming the roadmap, the rule book, so to speak. So he was making it up as he went along, right? Okay. So, but he had an aspiration, and his biggest aspiration was to have a service for the British Asian community and have a service which gave them a vocal input in British society and beyond. And that was his. For me, the challenges is continuing that legacy and that trust whilst he was still with us and since he's left us, and that that I don't want to use it's not the word burden isn't correct, but it's that weight of expectation, and you have to do right by the audience.
Yes.
And give them a service that they want and they deserve, and also always balancing that. And look, we've been through some of the hardest times over the last 3 or 4 years, and only I know, and you guys within the team, how difficult it has been to keep a service like this going. But we knew how important it was for the British Asian community. Sonia, you used to come in, your other colleagues used to come and do their shows when the country was in lockdown to give people company. Yeah. And we know what that meant to our listeners up and down the country at that moment in time. So there's been lots of challenges, and in business there's always challenges. Yeah. In the economic climate there's always challenges. But what's life without challenge, eh?
No, absolutely. But we saw so many just collapse under the pressure of COVID and everything. So many didn't make it through. But
no, absolutely. But we're still here telling the tale.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, I have plenty of more questions up my sleeve, but I think should I just? Because I don't know if I want to wait any longer.
Yeah, I know. I know you tried to pull it out of me earlier. So are you sure you're going to go into this and not tell me what's going on? Yeah. And other people have been calling me, messaging me and saying, I thought one of us was your closest friend or family member or whatever it is, and trying to get out of me.
We'll find out, don't we?
And I said, look, it's just going back to the conversation that we've been having. Okay. Our journey, what we've been doing, and where we're trying to get. And at the heart of it, Sonia, it's all about giving prevalence to the British Asian community. And look how far we've come a long way in 35 years. Look how far the British Asian community have come in 35 years, right? In terms of their integration into UK society, in terms of the political landscape. We've got a British Asian Prime Minister. We've got a British Asian London Mayor. We've got people politically active across the country. We've got people in high posts and running very successful entrepreneurial businesses up and down the country. And I would like to take a little bit of credit, not me personally, but for Sunrise Radio, because we were the seed at the very beginning, which started that seismic shift in attitudes over the last 3 or 4 decades by giving, like I said, that voice. And I've been thinking in our 35th year and our 8th anniversary of being national, what can we do to enhance that? Okay, all right. So there's going to be 3 things that we're going to do to enhance that. Okay, the first one, in 2024, we will be launching a second national radio station. Okay,
right.
We're going to be launching a second national radio station. We're the only Asian national commercial radio station in this country, right? Okay, but we will be having a secondary national station within 2024 itself.
Okay.
Right. I can't share the other plans,
Right.
or what that'll be and what that will look like, but they'll be out in due
That's a
course.
done deal.
But
That's going ahead.
that's going to be happening
Okay.
this year.
Right.
The other elements which are going to be happening, element number 2 is, I'm not a broadcaster, Sonia, but my father was a brilliant broadcaster, great voice, but we had a lot of similarities in a number of things, and we shared a lot of similar interests. This year is a massive year for the United Kingdom, and there's lots going on. There's going to be more than likely a general election by the end of this year, if not at the very earliest of 2025. And just like we did in COVID, where we brought on a program to get people to interact and give information during the pandemic, I think it's really important that we engage our community across the breadth of the country with a show. So we're going to do a weekly show, which we're going to be launching in the next few weeks, called Asian Britain Decides. And I'll be hosting that personally myself.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And we will be having the great and the good. And what we want is the British Asian community to get involved.
Yes.
And we're going to be there's going to be some major decisions after going through COVID, after what we've been through as a nation and as a community, a worldwide community as well. We want to be a part of the conversation, and that's the thing that we've spoken about before. When my father started out his journey was all about being part of the conversation and giving a voice. So I think it's only right that I enable the Sunrise Radio community, the Sunrise Radio audience across the United Kingdom to have their voice in this really important matters that we're going to be discussing over the coming weeks and months before a general election is called. And I think their voice needs to be heard and taken into account. Like I said, I think it's going to be one of the biggest decisions that we make as a nation, and I'll be interested to hear what people's views and opinions are of where we're heading and which direction we should go. Okay. Do you have time for me to tell you the third thing?
Go on.
Okay,
We'll make time.
Right. Okay. All right. The third point is we're in the media space, we're in the entertainment space, and it's all about conversation. It's all about integrity. It's all about talking up what we do and what we're good at. So I wanted to put together a website which is not just for Sunrise Radio. It's going to be for people in the British Asian media and media community and entertainment community, and it's going to be called Buzz Asia Online. So we've already got the name. It's now going to be it's been assembled as we speak, and it's going to be a online website. It's going to be about news, information about the industry, about entertainment, about media, but it's going to be about building and talking up what we as a Asian industry are doing in the United Kingdom, and it's going to be a positive. I don't want to have it's not going to be a channel which is going to be about the negatives. I think it needs to be a positive. Somebody actually said to me about 2 years ago, Tony, we should do a good news channel. I thought, and people always say, good news doesn't never sells, only bad news. But I think people do want good news, and so I want this to be a conduit for anybody in the entertainment space that they can access and be a part of. It's going to be an open community access, and at the moment I'm just getting people who are going to join us on board and be a part of that journey. And anybody who's listening in and says, I want to be a contributor to this website, write articles and do other bits and pieces, please drop me a line. It's tony@sunriseradio.com. It's quite easy.
Such a good idea. Well, all three are such good ideas. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think it's about ideas. It's about having a direction,
Yeah.
and and where do we go
Plans for the
next?
future, yeah.
And Sonia, in all honesty, it's been in my mind for about a year or so ago. But as you know, I lost my dad, and once. And I just wanted to take a bit of time before taking that decision, because I didn't want it. Because I know what you'd say to me: don't do it, son, when you're emotional. Do it when you're clear thinking, and you not only can you do it, you can deliver on it. And these three elements I intend on delivering, to make sure that we push on with the legacy of the British Asian community, not just Sunrise Radio, but the legacy of us as a community as a whole. And because as one community, as one voice, we can only go in one direction. That's the right direction. And that's all the intention of myself and what the brand Sunrise Radio means.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can only imagine, you carry double the, as we said earlier, we don't want to use the word burden, but that...
the weight.
The weight, yes, absolutely, of doing the right thing, not only by the British Asian community, but also by your dad as well, and the legacy. So, you're doing an incredible job. And, credit to you.
No.
Thank you.
Look, like I said to you, not a individual, one person makes a team. It's all of you guys. I mean... Amit's one of our presenters. He's also in the studio here, doing the social stuff for ourselves. It's everybody pulling together, who's who are doing it, and that's from the presentation team, from the sales team, from the admin team, all the IT team, all the colleagues, and that's one of the beauties about Sunrise Radio that I've enjoyed over the last quarter of a century that I've been involved, is that everybody seems to buy into what we do, and it really means a lot. So thank you, and thank you all for your support, and most importantly, our audience for continuing. And I hope that these elements that I'm going to be rolling out within 2024 are going to be something that you will enjoy, and you'll think, you know what, Sunrise continues to lead the way as the market leader in this field, and we're showing the way. And look. The biggest thing you got to look forward to, I'm not sure whether it's a show being hosted by myself, but I think the thing you got to look forward to is another national station, which is going to be joining our ranks within this year. And it's something which I don't think my father, after Litt, would have thought was possible when he launched in 1989, covering just West London. Then he took it London-wide. Then he took regional stations up and down the country, and he was the first voice when we went national in 2016. Would have loved him be here today, but I'm sure he's looking down on us, and he's thinking, we're continuing his hard work and legacy going forward.
Well, now we know. Exciting times ahead. Thank you so much, Tony.
No, thank you.
It's very, very... a lot of exciting stuff to look forward to. Thank you. And thank you for getting on board and sharing this with our audiences as well. Would you like to share a few words on this very happy occasion with our listeners and clients and sponsors and so on, very quickly?
Yeah, like I said, without all of those elements that you've mentioned, for firstly our audience, then our clients, our sponsors, and our commercial partners and the team. Without all those elements, the magic can't happen. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for enabling me to be a part of this journey, my family being part of this journey, and that means my family and my extended family, which is a Sunrise family, and that could be from my team, and that is our audience and our commercial partners, because without any of these elements, the magic just can't happen. And we'll just continue to really serve you to the best of our abilities and always be by your side when you need us. Just switch us on and you can get us any which way is loose, as they say. You can get us through your smart speakers, through the Sunrise Radio app, online, 963 and 972 and nationwide on DAB. And there's going to be another one coming soon.
And another one on the way, as they say. Tony, thank you so much. There you have it.